so tough.
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
I so love that intro.
I loved your face, Susan. That was classic.
Every show, I'm in the background making those faces. I can't help it. Yeah, I really can't. I absolutely love it. Guys, welcome to the Love Shack. Awesome. This is like the best thing going because you got to remember, guys, love. There's love of pets, love of friends, love of family, love of an individual who you're deeply in love with. And then there's love of your pets or your other half and love in general. This is all help from all of us. You get the female point of view, the male point of view, you get the astrology, you get the psychic, you get the way out there surf and do thing. So you got all kinds of stuff happening here today. So this is going to be an awesome show. You guys want to chat, you want to tune in, you got to do it because we have a lot of experience here in the bad and the good too. So, and that's what it is. Sometimes you got to get through the bad, get through the good. I'm Raven.
You are Cupid today.
I'm Cupid.
You are a little Cupid. You're Raven Cupid today.
Yes. You know why? Because I rearranged my office and my doggy has a blanket right underneath my desk. So he's right here with me. So, yep. Good morning, Renee. So this is like an awesome time. And Joni and me.
Here's a family with 3 crazy kids.
Yeah, guys, I talk a lot.
I'm actually holding back. Yeah, I'm actually holding back.
I'm going to hold back. Wait a minute. Wait, there are 3 air signs here. We represent all of the air signs. Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. There is no holding back.
Okay.
No problem with talking on this show.
Nope. Not at all, guys. None. Literally, I mean, guys, don't be shy. Literally, okay? Don't be shy. One, I'm a reverend. I can't tell anybody anything except the universe that's listening to us right now. So, hey, whatever. Also have a degree in holistic psychology, so I can help you there. We got Joni here. So Joni's awesome with astrology and also does readings as well. I'm a little psychic. Howie's a little psychic. We're all a little crazy.
Oh, no.
You've probably heard it all before.
That's right.
So that's what this is about.
I'm going to come from the point of science, sociology, and psychology. That's where I'm staying in my corner. Nope.
Oh, okay. So I'm the Loon Tune. Got it.
So this is psychological love information, right?
Well, psychological, physical, mental, emotional.
Okay.
Because everything goes with it. It depends on which type of love somebody actually needs assistance with. Like if you need assistance with your love relationship, if you need assistance with family or kids, or you need to actually need that help letting go of someone who has crossed over to the other side. We all have that. We all have all of that experience, you know, and our four-legged family members, which mine is down there.
And you know, the thing is, first, I want to say, hey, Keith is in the house. You're another paranormal outlaw there. He's got his class reunion. Wow, look, everybody's dropping in. Rob's in the house. Hello, Kenny, my brother Kenny. Oh, we got big news about that, which I can't talk about right now, but we got another show coming to the air.
Well, eventually you got to let me know.
Oh, I will. Don't worry.
It won't go on the website, so yeah.
Yeah, once we get the format and all that, it's going to be something that the travelers asked for at the beginning of the year. So we're bringing that. But yeah, everybody that's tuning in, thank you and welcome. That's your lead host. I'm here support.
We're support. We're the supporters.
Yeah.
Am I the lead host because I talk a lot or because I'm insane? All right, maybe a little of each. I'll go with that.
You have to be insane to take on love subjects.
Actually, you do. You really do.
You know.
Now, yes, you do. Because both Howie and I gave up. Literally gave up on love.
Yes, you did. And look what happened.
Yes. And now look at us now. And all I was doing was taking pictures of a moon outside. I was taking pictures of the moon, and I guess the man liked my moon as he was looking out the window, and so he came out to look at me. So, you love your babe. Don't worry. Don't get embarrassed. Okay.
Well, I'm seeing both, and Kenny saying, do your thing, girl.
So both of you gave up on love, and you both met I guess you could call soulmates.
Yes, actually, in my case, and maybe if we give a little background, it'll be easier for each of us. But in my case, as far as relationship love, I went through a lot of pain, agony, and all that. Like, that's it. I'm done. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'd rather just be me and my dog, and that's it. I'm happy, you know? But yeah, I gave up. And then
my dog.
This guy, okay, we'll call him this guy in the beginning. I dreamed of this guy, this gentleman that I'm with right now. I dreamed of him from the time I was a teenager. I've seen him in my dreams coming to me, him asking me to find me, please find me, please find me, since the time I was a teenager. And I ran into him a couple times, okay? And I knew it was him, but one time it was my mother. She told me to shut my mouth because he was married. And then the other time I ran into him, I was with my friend, and he's like walking into a store, and I'm like, that's him to my friend. And she wouldn't let me get out of the car either. And then lo and behold, years later, we meet here. So believe it or not, when you least expect it, it happens. Right, Howie?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think when it comes to it, you know, that's the one thing that I'm going to love about this show is sharing your experiences with the travelers and those like. We're going to share a lot of information, but we're also going to explain the good and the bad. Okay. You have to have bad to go with the good. Jumped on the computer and got you shared. Sweet. Thank you, brother Keith.
Thanks,
Keith. Huh?
Thanks, Keith.
Yeah. Keith is our brother of the network, and he is the host of Otter's Den. That's right. And Paranormal Outlaws, and works co-hosting with that one, Joni. I'll get this straight.
It's backward.
Right. Yeah, that one. But
do that.
I kind of looking myself for a bit, and then lo and behold, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's a good point. I had a lot of highs and lows. The last low was low enough for me to look at myself. That's one of the keys that we're going to talk about in this show.
Yep.
It's not just about everybody else. You got to look at yourself.
Yep.
What are your faults? Where are you stepping up? What could you do? And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the 5 types of love language. We're going to look at the psychological and the sociological point of view. But, you know, I did. You know, I dated a little bit, but it just wasn't right. I knew it wasn't right. And then, Lord behold, she's calling me and want to discuss her subject. And I'm going, why are you talking to me? I'm the one that's in love with you. I've been in love with you for a long time, but I'm like keeping my mouth shut. These are all my thoughts. And then, we go on our date, and then how it just everything kind of fit, and here I am. I'm home right now, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm here. So it was really interesting how it all worked out. But I had felt this connection when I first met her. And the relationship I was in was not good. There was turmoil on both ends. Hold no one responsible, but it just didn't. It wasn't working. It wasn't working, and I knew that from the beginning. We're going to talk about that too. How do we know when we should be or not be with somebody? Our body chemistry and our mental will tell us. You just got to listen. So when I fell for her, it was a huge fall, and it was just instant. It wasn't.
I knew.
No question.
I told you.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people told me. I was like, Joni's silver reading she had with me. She's like, it's coming. She's coming. That's exactly what Joni said. She's coming.
All of his astrology, transits were like, just hang in there because she's on her way. It showed up. But, you have to look at the opportunities though when they come, because you might miss some.
Yep.
Howie, I finally gained.
Yep.
So I think you have to have your heart open and ready.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just, with me, I was just content with everything I was doing. I was just content. I was relaxed. I was just, like Howie said, I went inward. I looked at myself. I looked at individuals around me that affect me, and lo and behold, here I am now.
Yeah.
So what are the 5 love languages, Howie?
Let's jump into that real quick.
Curious. Now I'm curious.
Now I'm going to read them off because I've been busy all week with everything else between the paranormal group, the network, and work itself. So I wanted to get them here, and let's talk about it real quick. First, what is love language? What is it? Love language, or the language of love, the different ways in which a person expresses and receives love. In relationships, being in friendship, family, romantic relationship, it doesn't matter. Everyone may have different preferences when it comes to the love languages they use and accept. Understanding the love language of our partners or those we care about can help strengthen relationships and understand each other's desires. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If we learn someone, then we know what to. And I think when we have our past relationships, we can see that now. It wasn't all them, it wasn't all us, but the chemistry, everything. Sometimes we force a relationship that should have never happened.
Yes.
Can we all do that?
Yeah.
So, no viewers, come on, don't y'all stay here. Get your coffee, come back. I'm going to keep you here. So the 5 types of language. First is the act of service. Okay, the act of service. Act of service are types of love language in which a person feels loved through action, help, and support. For example, accepting assistance or intuitiveness to help with household chores, taking care of children, providing assistance at work, or offering assistance before asked. Examples of love language acts of service: take initiative to help with homework, provide assistance at work, drive home, provide unsolicited assistance, caring for sick partner, playing your partner's favorite song while traveling in the car, cooking your partner or loved one's favorite food, remind your partner of something he or she almost forgot. Now, we can have multiple of these languages. Okay, I just want you to understand. But
Right.
you're going to find your primary. Hey, Gail. So I want everybody to understand that. The second one is physical touch. Physical touch is the type of love language that is felt by someone through physical contact. The affection that appears here is not something negative, but rather a manifestation or of affection of sincerity given by someone. Example of love language physical touch: hug, grip, clap, head rub, and be close to loved ones. Head bump. Wow, okay.
Head bump.
Boom.
Maybe that's with my dog. That's a dog that just like because he takes his head and he'll go like this up
Yeah.
against me. So maybe that's what they mean.
We do it too. So yeah, I'd have to say that.
Okay.
The third is word of affirmation. Love receiving compliments and other positive words. It could be that your type of love language is words of affirmative and affection. People whose love language is words of affirmation may feel very appreciated and loved when someone gives positive words such as support, motivation, and praise. Different types: thank you, words of motivation, compliments, and sweet words. I love this music, by the way. Okay.
Me too.
Number 4 is quality of time. Quality time is the type of love language someone with love language feels loved when attention is given in the form of togetherness, such as doing activities together or just sitting side by side. Examples: don't play with gadgets when you're together. Vacation together. Deep talks. That happened last night. Watch a movie together. These
All the time.
type
Yeah.
of actions.
Yeah.
Number 5, ladies and gentlemen, number 5 on our list today: receiving gifts. Now, how many people think about this? This is one of those things that we take for granted. I think that a lot of people take for granted. And this is a perfect example of friends and love relationships. Receiving gifts is the type of love language in which a person feels loved by giving gifts. This gift doesn't have to be expensive, but it can be something with a special meaning or a pleasant. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm in a porno. Okay, examples. Examples of love language receiving: deliver unexpected surprises, buy gifts that are cute. For example, these gifts remind loved ones of what they like or moments of togetherness. Give greeting cards.
Yes.
The example. So, how to find out your partner's love language? Knowing the types of love language that the person you care about is important to know, so that you can express sincere feelings of affection and love for that person more easily. There are several ways you can find out someone's love language. Reporting from various existing sources. Here are a few that can apply. And I'm not going to go into that, but I want to make sure we hit on that. I mean, this is a perfect example with the shows that
That's
we
neat.
Well, if you have a crush or a romance with, like, we're all air signs here.
Right.
You know what? Like a little gift for air signs? Books. A little book.
Look at what Robert White just said.
What's he saying?
I
70s.
need a mustache from the 70s.
Hey, I'll put it up for you. There you go. I assume you're talking about Howie, right? Not me or Joni.
Yeah.
And I don't think we look good in a mustache, dude.
Yeah, no thanks.
You know, we go through painstaking things in order to wax these damn things when you get
Yeah.
older.
And Keith goes, boom, wow, wow.
Keith is on it.
But you know what? I love this music. It adds an atmosphere, and I love it.
The love
Yeah,
shack.
the Love Shack. It's like the head bump thing, like the touch thing. Again, not just like I'll sit there and if he's watching something I don't like, I'm still there. I'm listening to my book. My feet are on him. He's rubbing my feet, or I'm rubbing his. So it's not like we're still together, but you're not always, you don't always have to like the same things or do the same things. It's just being
Right.
together, enjoying each other.
Right.
Even my dog, it doesn't matter what I watch. I sit there on my recliner and he just wants me to pat his head. There you go. Touch.
Perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Perfect
But then you got to watch, like with earth signs, like your Virgos and your Taurus and your Capricorns, they are not the touchy-feely people. So, kind of you got to like earth people, like earthy stuff. You know what I mean? So if you're with a Virgo, they don't like touchy-feely because they don't like germs.
Huh.
Some
So
Libras,
All right. So here's an astrology question, Miss Joni. What if you're a Gemini, but your rising sign is Virgo?
Ooh, good question.
Well, that's a great question because your Gemini is going to be your main, that's you, yourself.
Right.
Now, Virgo in your rising sign is what people see. So, like organization, everything has to be in its spot. Well, are you a Virgo? You're not a Virgo rising.
I thought I was Aries rising.
You're an Aries rising.
Yeah, what you said. I was just curious. I know somebody that's
I'm like, you're not a Virgo.
That's not me.
Give it Aries rising a candle, anything with fire. Gail, I'm fine touching others, but don't like people touching me.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that real quick while we're talking about the astrology part. That's a physical thing too. That could come from your past. That could be something that affected you that you didn't realize. Yeah, that's actually quite natural. That's nothing wrong with that. But
see, our family was not hugged. My mother was never nurturing or hugged. She never did it. So and if you aren't taught that as a child, you really have to learn that when you realize that it's not there. And it's like, wait a minute. Nurturing is very important. Hugging is important. So no earth planting for Virgo. Yes, earth planting for Virgo. Virgos like that stuff. Except they would probably wear gloves so their hands don't get too dirty.
Yeah. I had a thought and it just went So it's in one of the drawers that are empty right now.
Oh, is that
Find it after.
Is that?
Yeah, it just kind of went.
Wow, that's
a gold thing.
Yeah, I think my blonde is showing. I don't know. It kind of just like went somewhere. Oh, yeah, that's it. See, my blonde is showing. And this is natural, by the way. So, all right. So sometimes it's like you like the touch and you like the touch part, but you don't like it from people you don't know. And that's it. I'm very affectionate to my man, but if I don't know you, don't walk up to me, don't touch me, and don't hug me.
And see, I think I get the nurturing part from my father because I can hug, but that's about as. It took me a long time to get that because of my abuse when I was a child. Yeah. I don't like any man touching me. Don't touch. It's a 6-inch no-fly zone. Don't get near me. But if they're a close friend, I can get close, but it's only been in the recent couple of years. So I agree. Abuse can be very devastating to anybody.
I have no idea what the heck a pick-a-pee is.
Yeah, it's a lifetime.
A what?
What if an emotional person like what's a picky icky?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
What's a picky icky?
That's my brother.
I don't know.
Picky sissy. I don't know.
Picky icky.
All right, dude, you got to redefine that, man. We're lost.
Yes, exactly, Keith. I'm the same way. Same exact way. This sums it up right here. This sums it up. I'm very cuddly with my loved one, but if I don't know you, back off. Because I got an awesome right hook. You know what I mean? I do agree with that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That definitely, that sums me up.
There you go. Rob was saying he was getting a lot of hugs. Now, see, that's a fellowship reunion type thing, and I've worked up to that point where I can do that with males.
Yeah.
But the only time I could. But I can give anybody a hug, and
Yeah.
But males, it's a little bit harder for me to do that. But now, I've worked myself.
JR's the same way.
Yeah.
He's the same way. It's like, hey, buddy, and somebody goes in for a hug. It's like, dude, seriously? So I get that. I do get that.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Now, let's give the format of this show.
Okay.
So this is the beginning, and I see Renee just put something out there, and we'll look at that. But for everybody out there, our intent in this show is to help you guys through astrology, through spiritualism, and through science. And the show's coming up. We want you to get your questions. We want you to ask us. We're going to use the astrology. We're going to use the spiritual. We're going to use the psychological to help you guys. In future shows, you'll have her charts out. Susan will be ready to talk to spirit. And I will be able to. Oh, that's a good point. But let me do this real quick. If you are on Facebook, please hit the link below. This will allow you to give Facebook permission to restream so we can see your name.
Right. Yes.
So, Susan, you just had somebody say hello. Hello, Stu. So I want to make sure I
Hi,
say that.
Facebook user.
Yeah. Please click the link to allow us to see your name.
Yeah.
Enjoy. With seeing that, we're bringing three aspects to the table, acknowledging that there's good and bad.
Right.
Okay. And in the future, we want you guys and anybody share this out. Let people know we're out. We're out and about. We're here to help. This is an entirely different show than the rest of the network. Not paranormal, not supernatural. This is actually emotion and relationship based.
Mm-hmm.
This was the whole premise. So in the future, ask your questions. If you have questions, get your coffee, hang out with us every Saturday morning as much as you can.
Yes.
Two of the three will be here every Saturday morning. It may not always be me. It may not always be Joni. It may not always be Susan. But one and two of us will always be here.
Yep. Always.
And I think with readers, and I know even with astrology, and I know even with coming up on your shows too, Howie, that I get asked about relationships the most.
Yep.
Via with astrology.
Yes.
And love life. By far is the top question. Love life. Well, and job or money.
Not necessarily on my shows, but it is. I would say that's a dominant, especially in our society today. That's a dominant subject right now.
Yeah, it really is.
Because one thing we've noticed, because we were just talking, we have to remember it's not just about relationships. That's one-on-one. We've got to think about society too. And we're all seeing society kind of really intense, really punching each other physically, spiritually. And we need to learn to breathe and step back, kind of slow down.
Exactly.
That's what we're here for.
Exactly. See, what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead, hon.
We'll get used to this. What it is that I have found is that when I'm doing things, a lot of individuals will want, well, when is this person coming? When is that person coming? But the reading or the psychological or, spiritual information is about what you need to work on for you. And the point is you can be like, okay, I'm physically ready. Like say, okay, I've got this, I've got that, I've got this. I'm physically ready. I'm ready for a relationship. But unless you love yourself, unless you are like who you are as an individual, unless you do the work on yourself, it doesn't matter because the relationship is going to keep getting postponed. It's going to keep getting pushed back because you are not ready yet spiritually to have that good relationship. That's what I find.
I agree. I have to jump in real quick and say, Cheryl, you know who I am.
Cheryl, my friend. I keep forgetting to send you that invoice.
Well, and I think a great example this week, because we all watched the submarine go with what happened with the Titanic. And, you saw all countries, all people from different backgrounds jump in to help. And everybody put everything aside and jumped in. And it was almost like a 9/11 feeling around the world. That people were really pulling for these people. And I mean, that's the kind of relationships too that we need to get back to, where we are caring and just dropped everything. I don't think there was a person out there that didn't say a little bit of prayer or support for the people that were down there. We all felt it. I think so. I mean, at least the people I was around all week, we were glued.
I would agree with that. And it's interesting because Sarah and I had a big, long discussion about it. And we're seeing, you know, we actually looked to the things leading up to the event, and it was really sad. All right. So I think the people who really dove into the story understood really why this was so devastating, because this was a father-son went and taken a voyage together with friends, and it ended in catastrophe. That's got to be heartbreaking to everyone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't want to touch too much on this because it's still a sensitive thing. Even though it was a small event in our big world, it was a small, major shift. It created energy.
It did. But I think it created a lot of positive energy as well. You know, as sad as we all were, everybody was pulling, and it was almost like a 9/11 feeling.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm agreeing with Rob White. Already knew they had passed. Yeah, absolutely. You could feel it. You can kind of feel it leading up to it.
It's too bad. It really is. The son, he said the son didn't want to go, but yeah.
Well, you know, this is not probably a subject we want to touch on too much longer, but
happy love vibes.
Right. But the thing is, again,
love vibes.
We did our research and we saw 6 months prior to the event, it should have never happened. The sub was ill-equipped. The weather was ill-equipped.
Yeah.
They knew where it was. They ran into similar situations that the Titanic may have ridden into. We don't know. We weren't there. But on the other aspect is, it should have never happened.
Right.
But, you know, when you get antsy-pantsy, we make mistakes.
Exactly.
See, there's that full circle. Here we go. We just did a full circle. We told you it wasn't always good.
No, it's not. I mean,
yeah.
Onward to the love show. Do we bring our jukebox money?
There you go.
A place where we can all get to.
Can't say we'll get in trouble.
That's a copyright strike.
Yeah.
Not if we don't acknowledge what we're acknowledging. B-52's 1980.
Yeah.
Was it 1980?
Yeah, I know. A long time ago, isn't it?
It was.
Yeah. When it comes to like love in general, or even life, like Joni, she's starting a whole new beginning. You must love that. And that's a part of love too. This whole new beginning where you get to kind of do this and that. So it's kind of like a new adventure for you. And that could be a part of the love thing too.
Let's hope so.
Adventure. Yeah.
Open up a lot of doors, I think.
Hey, Miss Lisa.
You know, and I think that's how it is with relationships. You have to shut other doors to allow the others to open.
Bingo.
And you cannot continue to look back. And it's like, you know what? Been there, done it, did it. Did I maybe learn the lesson? I don't know, but you move forward. And it's hard. I think that's how it's true with partnerships too. It's letting go is very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Letting go. That's something I think we're going to be talking about here in the future. Because letting go is letting yourself be free, and you're disconnecting. You're cutting your tethers to all these negative energies, or they're not always negative, okay? But they're emotional attachments. So when we cut our tethers, we're releasing that battleship team. You know, the hacksaw and that thing. Oh, hey there, boy.
True. Very true. There's a lot from the past or relationships, whether it be growing up, whether it be friends, neighbors, loved ones, it doesn't matter. There's always negative with the positive. It's just letting go of the negative in order to just bring in the positive. That's always the hardest part to do, because some will constantly remember and react the way the negative side was in a certain thing. Like individuals that get bit by a dog, they walk to the other side of the street because now they're afraid of all dogs. But it wasn't all dogs that did it. It was just that one. Right. And it could be the same, said the same thing as far as individuals or people. Like say if I'll pick on me. Say if a female, okay, say if a female had a particular issue, so that's it. All people that wear this jacket, that color, that tall, no, you're all jerks. Get away from me. That's you're judging everybody based on your experience, and you think a part of you psychologically has actually gotten rid of some of it, but there's still some there if you're still reacting to it. Yes. So it still has control. That's the spiritual aspect you need to push away. Mm-hmm. Hard to do.
So Susan, if let's say that somebody they've left a toxic relationship, is there an easy way for them to cut those spiritual cords that they've gotten attached, or what's an easy way for somebody to do that?
It's little goals. Every day you set one little positive goal and you increase it over time. Okay? And I know it looks weird. Some people say put little paper things on. I'm saying no. Set one positive goal for yourself. Say if you are in a really bad relationship and somebody always says, oh my God, you're ugly, you're ugly. No. Every day do something. Wear a new set of earrings or do your hair a certain way. And oh, that looks pretty. That looks pretty. And after a while, your confidence starts to build up again. And then you're able to go out into public. Or if you're afraid of loud noises because it was somebody breaking stuff, that's going to take a little bit longer because that can develop into a PTSD. But you can slowly get used to that. Little headphones. And that's what it is. You take headphones. If you're afraid of the loud noises, you have the headphones on. It muffles the noise, whether you have music on or not. So there's always an alternative way to face it. And the hardest part of anybody is facing their own issues or facing the issues that have developed with a toxic relationship. That's the issue. That's the hardest thing. But it can be done. It just takes time depending on the individual and the situation.
I think it's easier to say to do it than to actually do it.
It's very difficult to do, but it can be done. I've done it myself. I have done it myself. I am a survivor of a very toxic relationship. Very bad, very negative, and look at me now. I mean, yeah, it was but I decided that I wanted to love myself. Not just that, I wanted to like who I was.
Yes.
I wanted to stop having individuals control me. By that, it's like after a while, when you're in a toxic relationship, you become what is known as a people pleaser. Okay, I got that for you. No. I'm going to do this. No, wait. I got it. You become what is known as a people pleaser, and along the way, you kind of forget who you are. So it's taking that time to step back and just say, okay, what do I like to do? What makes me happy? What do I want to try? What do I want to do to say, hey, I made that, or hey, I did this, or hey, I can do this. It's just little things to get rid of the toxic part of it.
The other thing is, I'm going to follow with Susan on the psychological fact. One of the things that we do when we're in a relationship is we do what's called imprinting, which means these are locations we go to. We establish that in our mind. We connect that with that person. what we want to do is after that relationship is done. Yeah, I hear you, man. Once the relationship is done, take that time, heal, just like someone passing.
Yeah.
Grieve a little bit. Go back to that place on your own. Establish your own feelings to that location. That's called a part of cutting the tether. That's letting go of what was.
Yep.
Because you now want to take that into the next relationship. I learned that. Key, very key. Because what we do is we gather junk. That's what we call carrying emotional bags. Relationship after relationship. If we don't grieve, we don't look back, we don't understand, it goes in the suitcase. And then what we're doing, we're walking down the road, we're doing this shit. All right, I got my bags. I got more bags. Oh my God, I got a backpack. Let it go.
Carrying all
Yeah, you don't want to go into a new relationship and then unpack all your crap. Boy, I got to add another light in this room. I can see that now. Sorry, gotta run home, about to die.
Not a problem.
Carla, you're going to die or is your phone going to die?
I know, what the hell? Something we're missing?
Just like Revlon. Revlon never works overnight.
Yeah, it's cutting one tie at a time, and always start with the smallest things that irritated you. The smallest. Work your way up. So it's like kids when they learn ABCs. They start off with ABD or CBF, and eventually they get ABCD, and then like I got it, and then they build up from there, and then eventually you can read. It's the same thing. Just takes time. If you don't heal your wounds, you'll bleed all over someone who doesn't deserve it. Correct.
Yeah, very that's true.
There is a thing called spiritual bleeding. It's a psychological effect.
Yeah.
We bleed our thoughts into someone else, or we have that essence.
Exactly.
That get thrown into somebody else, and it'll bleed into it, which means it could stain that relationship. You got to think about it.
Right.
Joni, you look like you're really getting into the music over here.
I am. I like the music. And Howie's jamming to it. Look at Howie's just jamming.
I'm loving this new format.
He's loving it.
Yeah.
Well, I need to add another light because every now and then I kind of disappear.
He's like, Howie's just like jamming to. It's like a dentist music, but it's a little bit more upbeat than a doctor's office or dentist.
But it's relaxing. It's enough to keep the atmosphere, and I love this style.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know. Let's see what this one sounds like. So. It's like us, okay? We'll take the R.I.F.T Nation, okay? Used to be the R.I.F.T radio on Blog Talk and stuff, and now it's like not only has the R.I.F.T changed like from radio to video, but it's also more of a family type atmosphere. It's more of a, okay, we're friends. We love each other as friends. We'll be there for each other as friends. And this is also a part of love, like who you work with, who you connect with, who you spiritually like the same goals, like our little soul tribe is increasing type thing.
With seeing that, let me take this question to you two ladies. Why is it that some people are friends, but they tend to go away and then they come back? Ladies, why is that?
Well, let's see. In my case, sometimes the direction that two people are going into, you need to separate to learn. After you learn and you've both each individually learned your own lessons, then you come back and head into the good direction again. It's like, okay, now we're on the same wavelength. Mm-hmm. But it's like hitting a fork in the road. You have this little fork in the road. The fork leads to the same point, but one might go right, one might go left. Some people that do come back together. Oh, that's your cat. I'm saying, is that my dog?
It's Noodles.
Yeah, some individuals are meant to come back together after they grow and get more comfortable, realizing, like in my case, I can do this by myself. I'm good with this. I can do this. Because when I originally started, I felt like I needed that support. I needed someone with me because I didn't have that confidence in myself that I have now. So that was part of my journey.
Right.
Yeah, just like how he had the different journey, and then boom, brings it back.
And then you're back.
Right.
I think it's just all lessons. Life is nothing but one big classroom. It's all lessons. And I think people meet up, and it's always just like the same soul tribe, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I'm watching your cat.
Noodles is hilarious. Like, I want to hear.
She's so fat. She needs to go on a diet. She needs Ozempic.
Sometimes you just need to shut off and rest and level up.
Yeah.
Good point. Very
Absolutely.
good point.
Yeah.
And I think that's true with relationships, even love relationships, your relationships with your family. I think, there's always growth. It's always got to be looking forward to growth.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. I totally agree.
Especially families.
Yeah, because sometimes you just need breathing room. And sometimes you need to, okay, don't say anything, Kenny. Sometimes you need to pull yourself out, breathe, and find yourself.
Yes.
To come back to the family. Where do you fit in that family unit? And it doesn't matter if it's friendship or blood related spiritually. Sometimes you need to go away to find self. Who are you? And that's one of the things we're going to talk about in the future here too. Who are you? What's the best love you can provide to somebody else if you don't love yourself?
Bingo. Bingo. Beats picking up.
And what are you going to attract if you are looking for somebody? What are you going to attract if you're putting out, a lot of like some negative stuff? You're going to attract.
You're going to attract the negativity.
And you're going to continue to cloud
like attracts like. Mm-hmm. It's not like two negatives make a positive. This isn't algebra, so to speak.
Right.
You need to do the work to have that. Be that person you've always wanted to be in order to attract the individual that's meant, he blows a kiss, to attract that individual that's really meant to be with you. Are you catching kisses?
He's blowing kisses.
Is he blowing them or catching them? He kept going like this.
Oh, I was catching him.
A lot of kisses over there.
He came up to the door and she was like, I'm like,
See, he's getting Libra kisses.
Libra.
See?
And that's funny. You say that, Joni. Libra. I'm Libra rising. She is Libra center.
You are a Leo rising.
Am I really? I thought I was Libra.
No, Leo.
This is why you do the astrology and we don't.
Exactly.
He's Leo. You're Leo rising. You do have some Libra. Scorpio moon, Aquarius sun.
Now I gotta go back and check out the whole Leo thing now, right?
Oh yeah.
No, you know what?
Leo's all heart. They love. Here I am, Leo.
I think that also could be seen in the leadership, because I've heard the people say I have an essence when I walk into a room. Yeah. There's that aura, and maybe that's the Leo part.
That's 100% Leo. Leo walks into a room and they got a spotlight on him.
Yeah, it used to be different in my younger days.
Everybody knows them. It's just their energy. Leos, I can spot them a mile away. They just shine. They just Howie the Pokemon.
Libra. The sad part is I know exactly what Rob was saying.
Howie the Pokemon, Libra.
Why does his name not say Kenny on it?
Because actually, okay, here's the ironic part. Okay, we'll talk about this real quick. His first name is Robert. So it's Robert Kenny Odell. Mine is Edson Howard Odell. Both of us went by our middle name. It's only been this year I'm embracing my first name and he's embracing his first name. Yeah, so we actually, you guys know us personally by our middle names, which is what we go by. But we go by our but our first names are what we just started using, and I'm embracing them. I actually put on my personal profile what actually Edson means. Edson is actually a very old name, and we were both named after our grandfather, Edson Kinney Odell, who wrote the book Romance of Pocahontas, Reverend Kinney Odell. So my name comes from son of Edward. So King Edward, son of Edward.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting.
That's very interesting.
No. Sherry, no.
No. It could be a new
Penny's had some coffee today.
No. Okay. Yeah, really, it's
Kenny's had his coffee.
No.
I had mine.
So
I love my coffee.
but yeah,
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Well, you all have an interesting family background.
we really do.
Very interesting.
It's
Very
a
interesting.
long lineage. I mean, our father was a very special man to begin with. We're direct.
Bye, Jake. Bye, Jake.
Woohoo!
That was my kid.
All right. We're direct descendants of Reverend Swan from Jamestown. We have descendants to Robert E. Lee. We're direct descendants of William the Conqueror. Yes, that's where that comes from. I am Anglo-Saxon. My bloodline is Anglo-Saxon. I am a Viking.
I'm an Icelander.
Or barbarian, whatever. Yep.
I am an Icelander.
Kenny goes, my alias. We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Awesome.
So, but yeah, we do have a long lineage, and I think if you respect your lineage, you find yourself a little bit more when you understand it too. Which is something we
absolutely.
understand.
What, Joni?
Yep, Norman.
Absolutely.
We are Norman. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then Rob goes, Cricky.
Crikey.
Crikey.
So
Yeah, so the hardest part of anything to do with love in relationship is working on yourself first, because a lot of people don't want to look in the mirror. They don't want to see what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
And it's like some individuals, I don't know if this is an astrology trait, but we'll say one of my sons has to hit a brick wall before he realizes it's actually there. And anything when it has to do with love, relationships, situations, he has to hit that wall.
yeah.
So he's a Pisces. I'm pretty sure he's a Pisces. Yeah. So I'm not sure if that's a fish out of water type thing but
They are. They go. That's true. They do go in their two different directions.
Yeah.
And then when they do get like that, they go to sleep. They sleep to forget all, especially with romance or a broken heart. They'll sleep. It's the escapism. They're escape artists.
That's true too. Some people do like to play the victim card.
If they heal, they can no longer. Exactly. They play the victim card because we're dealing with it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. One side. I know one side very
well. Oh, the old German.
I do have a bit of German in me, but that's because of the Viking thing.
Oh, we do in this area, huge in the Cincinnati area. Its majority is German.
I can't put that.
Yeah, I know I read it. I read that. Nah.
Nope.
They no longer get that type of type of attention they used to. Positive attention may scare them. That's true too. And I think that's sometimes some of the younger generation or even some of the older generation, that's very true. They are so used to playing the victim all the time, and that happens in friendships, which I'm not going to say who, but it happens in friendships where they're always the victim.
Right.
So
Yes.
they're not really working on themselves in that case. German, Welsh, and Irish. Oh, I got you beat.
What, German, Welsh, and Irish?
That's
Well,
what
we're all
says.
melting pots.
Yeah. Nope. Swedish, Irish, Scottish, and Germic. Germic.
All of us.
Yeah. Darth Vader means Dark Father.
Huh. And look how he spelt that. That's interesting.
Yeah. I had a good daddy. And that's it. Some of us have had really good relationships with our parents.
Mhm.
Others have not. So, like, some of us will, and again, I'm only going on life experiences to get the conversation going. So, like, my father had literally, they would leave him a case of raviolis for the summer and take off to the beach house. And he was still in junior high school at the time. So he didn't have that lovey type relationship. He didn't have that. So when he had kids, my father was everything, camping, he'd play baseball with us, he would do all kinds of stuff with us that was never done with him. But in the same retrospect, individuals that do go through sometimes a bad type of childhood will take that and say, okay, I do this because of that. I do this because that happened to me. And some will go in the opposite direction. So it really does depend, I guess, on the individual's strength, psychologically maybe, or does it depend on astrology? And again, he was a Gemini. I don't think Geminis know how to give up.
They don't give up. There's always two sides to a Gemini as well.
Yeah.
They've always got two sides. But it shows up in a chart with mothers and fathers. Huge. Yeah. It shows up in a natal chart. So, and if with astrology, you pick that incarnation. So in other words, let's sit down before I'm incarnated. What am I going to have to learn from my mother? Is it going to be because I wasn't nurtured, or what life lesson do I have to learn? It's all in there. It's in there huge. The mother is the moon. The father is the sun. It's really pretty. It's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. He spelt my name wrong. Holy crap.
He put Edison.
Edison.
Dude, really? My own brother spelt my name wrong. That's crazy. Oh, well. You can't win everything.
No, you can't. So it's like, guys, if you have like some situations or you need some insider help, like with relationship, whether it's kids, whether it's an intimate relationship, friend relationship, animals, literally, let us know. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you. Yep. We're giving you 3 different perspectives.
And the little astrology beads that you gave me, Susan, I've learned how to use those.
Thank God, because I had no idea what they were for.
I did. I've been playing with them.
I see them and it's like on sale for $1. I'm like, yeah, real crystals for $1. And then I'm like, what do I do with these? So
they're little astrology. They're little, she sent them, they're like astrology dice.
Yes.
One has the house, one has the planet, and one has the sign. And you shake them with a question. So we'll use those on the show too with relationships.
Yeah, those will be interesting.
Like Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
Yeah, well, actually, they kind of look like that. The dice look like that, but I knew the signs had something to do with the pictures that are on her show, so I assumed they connected. So when she placed an order, I shoved a bunch of free shit in there.
Cool. I think I got them.
Well, we're up at the end of the time of the show.
Yeah.
Let's do some quick plugs. Of course, tonight we've got Paranormal Outlaws. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Paranormal Outlaws. That's with myself, Renee Cody, and the new outlaw, Jimmy Livingston. Tomorrow night we have the O'Brien Effect with Rhonda and I. We have Rhonda Collier Montgomery on.
And Monday, Mysteries Beyond the Scenes. I will have a family. A psychic detective will be on. She's going to come on. And the mother of a missing girl and the search party with the psychic detective.
Wow.
So that will be Monday at 7 p.m. here on RNN.
Yeah. Oh, me? Okay. Now me. Well, Tuesday, 8 p.m. we are going to be working on what is known as swifting. What is swifting? Swifting is taking negative energy and putting into something positive. So this is what I need you guys to do. Get a black candle, a brown candle, and a white candle. Now, make them short. If you can't find a brown candle, get 2 white and paint it brown with a marker. It still does the same thing, but make sure it's dry before you touch it. Just let you know. You'll need a little bit of salt, a pen and paper, and we are going to literally transform the negative energy that's around you, or even negative energy that individuals shift to you. We're going to take that energy, not waste it, and put it into something we truly desire. I'm going to show you how to do that and a little bit of readings.
Oh, that's perfect. I love that.
Yeah, why waste energy? Yeah.
Done wasted.
Do you hear that?
What was that?
Oh, that's you. Okay.
Oh.
All right. So on that note, we'll go ahead and close up the shack door for tonight. We're going to go ahead and shut it, lock it up. We'll come back from our boots next Saturday. Thank you all so much. Thank you, ladies, for doing this show with me.
Thank you.
As always, all of you who tuned in, thank y'all so much, travelers. We truly appreciate you. And make sure to get yourself ready for next Saturday. We will be here for you. Till next time.
Peace.
Have a great weekend.